Hello, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com. I'm doing a short video. Bill O'Neill, how to make money in stocks. Well, this is part of it right here. How do I find these stocks? How do I look for the charts? Folks, great tactic. And I teach this all the time. Look at the daily charts. Look at weekly charts. Weekly chart on Apple. You got a great big cup forming a little handle, goes up on good volume, pulls back a couple of bars, starts to pick up on a pickup in volume. You go to the weekly, then you go to the daily. Here's the daily. Here's the high on that bar, just the weekly bar. Pulls back a couple of bars. We can say, look at this inside bar right here on low volume. We've got the weekly chart, we know what it looks like. If it takes out these highs on good volume, maybe we should buy some. And it triggers on a pickup in volume, and we're in. And it runs, and it runs, and it runs. Is that nice? This is a trend. Trends pay more. Trends pay more. Look at that. There's the close. Here's our entry. Trends pay more in all the in and out action. There's the first example. I'm going to show you about 4 of them real quick. We're still in this, by the way. People say, oh, you'll never go broke taking a profit. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. I've been doing this over 30 years. That's a lie. You say, what? What? You'll never go broke if you take a profit? No. If your losses are bigger than your profits, by Jove, you'll go broke. All right? We let them work as long as we can. Trends pay. And we teach trend following methods. Here we go. Number 2, BABA, weekly. Max list stock. Love the max list. Had it together for years. You can see this is formed. It's a cup forming a little handle right here. We made a video on this before it broke out and told the VIPs, yeah, look at this. Goes up on heavy volume. Pulls back on decreasing volume. Look at the weekly close right here. We can say, man, that's a little handle action right there. If it takes that out, that would be really sweet. Let's advance it a bar. Look at that. Look at that. That's very, very nice. That's very, very nice. That's what we're looking for. Now, let's take a look at the daily and see this. There's the weekly. Here's the daily. Here's the daily on BABA. You can see this pattern. And again, it looks like, it's kind of like the weekly, but you can see this little pattern around. You say, wow, gosh, we know about the handle on the weekly. I guess if it takes out the top of these lines right here on good volume, maybe we should buy some. I was like, yes, that was why it was on the key list. Boom. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted. And you're off to the races. And that, folks, is very, very nice. Are we still in it? Yeah, trends pay. Why sell it? Did you take some of its strength? A little bit? We let it work. That's how you do it. There's example number 2. Let's go to example number 3. GSX, weekly. By the way, I will share this with you. Constraints. This is really important. Narrow your focus down. And this is what we teach. Don't sit there and say, I got to look at every stock in the world. No. Focus on the max list. Focus on stocks that have either great earnings and or great sales that are in leading groups. By the way, this stock right here, before it broke out, had revenues up 441%. That's sweet. This chart right here ran up, pulled back, starts to go, forming a little handle right here. By the way, it's in a leading group. This is the weekly. And we'll say, gosh, if it takes that out, that would be good. Now, let's train our eyes and take a look at the daily. And here's the daily before the breakout. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years, and these are the things we used to teach every meeting, looking at the charts. And you could say, wow, look at that. Look at that volume pickup before it breaks out. Boy, maybe we should watch this. This thing looks good. And again, it's in a leading group, and it has great revenue growth. Advance it. Oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah, we're in there under 17. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's really good. How about that? Is that nice? That's where it closes Friday. You can say, oh, that's a pretty good move. That's a pretty good week. Hey, by the way, have we sold any? A little bit, but overall, trends pay. Let it work. Where's it going to stop? I don't know the future, but as long as it's trending, I'll stay with it. We'll have stocks I don't even have on my front page. Just let them go. Just let them work. There's another example here. In mode. We own this at an average price of $27.31. All right? Here's a weekly chart. Look at the volume here. Look at that volume pick. And we say, man, if it starts taking this out here, and we fine tune it down to the daily, but this is the weekly. Oh, by the way, before we bought it, Earnings up 109%, sales up 55%. And I can document that, okay? Everything I'm saying, I can document. That's pretty good. Let's advance it and see how it looks. What do you say? So here's the daily we're looking at right now. And you can see, what is this? Kind of a cup and a handle. And again, it's in a good group and it's got great numbers. And I do stress, and this is what we teach, it doesn't need both great earnings and great sales. One or the other. It's great if it has both. But you can see, look at this volume on this bar start to pick up. We say, those are clean tops. That's easy. Look for patterns everybody can see. Why? Because it increases the odds they'll buy too. Years ago, I had a friend of mine call me up from California. We used to trade together. He worked on a trade desk. Man, I found a chart pattern that nobody knows about. This is going to be awesome for us. I said, so, and I won't say his name. I said, so what you're saying is this is like our niche. Nobody else will know. This is going to be powerful for us. He goes, yeah. And I said, think about it. If nobody else sees it, are they going to act on it? He goes, well, no. I said, we want to see patterns that are clean and simple so everybody sees it and they act on it. How do they act? By buying. What's it called? People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Here's in mode, daily. See those clean tops? Slight volume pickup. Advance it 1 bar. Boom! Look at the volume. This bar, that stock did right here. Million shares. The next bar. Look at that. Check it out. See this bar here? 876,000 shares. This bar, 2.3 million. Yeah, people talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Guess what? They voted. Just advancing it. See that support line? Hanging on there. Comes down to the 50-day. And here we are. We own it here. We sold some up here for 25 to 30 point gain. Okay. Are we still in it? Yeah. Why? It's got support here. Who's to say this won't keep going? But if it starts to lose the 50-day, guess what? We'll take the rest of our shares out for a good gain, a 30% gain. That's how you do it. And again, clean and simple chart patterns. Let's take a look at another one. Here we go. Tesla. This made an electrifying move. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, if you hit me, I'll get you for assault and battery. Okay, the puns will stop right there. We're on a roll. I had to do it. I'm sorry. So look at this. Tesla runs up on heavy volume, pulls back on decreasing volume. It's a max list stock. Again, they buy it up. It pulls back on less volume. You could say, gosh, if it starts to take out the tops of these bars, maybe we should buy some. And I do stress, team, this is a max list stock. This is the weekly. It's a very orderly. What caught my eye the most? That volume bar. So there is the weekly. Now let's look at the daily. So now we're looking at the daily. Look at this clean little shelf right here. Can it push through these tops and push through the 20-day? What's the telltale sign for us? It's a relatively clean base. It's a max list stock. Look at the volume pickup. Is that sweet? We say if it thrusts through these tops on volume, maybe it's a buy. And it starts to pick up. On a pickup in volume, we buy it. And it does this. And it does this. And this. And this. And this. And this. And this. This is a pretty good move. It's close to 60 points in a short. By the way, don't think I'm bragging. No, we don't do that. We're just trying really hard to find stocks that can move. We have more than this, but I wanted to show these to you. The goal is this, to explain why we do what we do, and then teach it over and over and give examples and give buy and sell alerts. This is a good gain here in, a week and a half, folks. A week and a half. Are we still in it? Yep. Yep. Did we take some of the strength? Yep. But we're still in it. There you go. 60 points plus in a short period of time. Like what was that, 8 days? 8 days? That's what we do. Do they all work? No, they don't, but there's something really important, and we constantly reinforce this. A clean and simple entry will give you a clean and simple exit for an extremely small loss. 5 to 7%? No way. We run it tighter than that. Do we day trade? No. Do we look at 5-minute charts? No. We hardly ever look at 10-minute charts. The reason we look at a 10-minute chart is to look for a volume surge when we're buying. We look for volume surges on hourly, 30-minute, and 10-minute. I'm giving you a trade secret. A lot of people don't talk about it. We do. Look for that volume surge when it's pushing through the pivot. No volume, no buy. Those are our edges. And there's a lot more too. I wanted to share these with you though, just so you can see what we do. And I thank you.